watch for the Jakes. On the road, this crazy, I get 80 a show. Say my money stack.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Carolina Panthers and the Minnesota Vikings. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Ready. 50 General. West. 54. Let's go, deep. Tighten up. Let's go. Let's go, deep. Tighten up.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
54.
In your face.
Smoke. Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4". You better bring it. You better bring it.
2nd and 9 now. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Anthony Barr coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Hey, we got 3.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 19 yards that time for number 19.
A gain of 19 yards. And a Panther first down.
On the ready.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, high 7, let's go. Mike's 54.
Here's 2nd and 8. And that's complete to McCaffrey. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 11 yards and a Panther first down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
54's Mike.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Completes it to Hardman. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Here we go.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
First down, Panthers.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Out. Switch. And go.
Back to the ground attack here is McCaffrey. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the Vikings 37-yard line.
Here we go.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Time to go. Night. Let her.
2nd and 10. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And oh, he coughed it up, and the Vikings pick up the football. They find some open field here. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard.
Kill.
Lucky pistol. Hey, no, easy. Hey, Charlie.
Throwing his Cousins. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Gostkowski the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Okay, baby, let's go. Let's go.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Watch 54. Ready?
2nd and 11. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Emerson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
At the 43-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's
Get down.
Cousins to throw it. It's complete to Diggs. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Mike's 5-4.
Hey, 382, Liz 50.
Back.
Hey, can. What's that?
Cousins now to throw on first down. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 27-yard line.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
With the score, Vikings 7, Panthers 0.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
I'm coming after you.
I'm done.
Mike, check.
300.
59. Hey, I'm coming after you.
On third down, Cousins. And he finds Cook. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Let's go.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Let's go, D. Shift.
They'll run for it with Cook. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. Second and goal.
Watch the pass. Check.
Two. Wide.
Check 3.
Alpha.
Cousins now. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. That's Luke Kuechly with a sack.
Makes it 3rd and
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Team 6.
Mike, check. 59.
Gun.
Hey, we got to get to the ball, D. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
Wait, done.
Third and goal for Cousins. He's got it. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal.
Let's get it.
And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you get all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision, let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
That's fielded in the end zone.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first two drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's
on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 34-yard line.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now a give, right side McCaffrey. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
Ready. Mike, 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Gotta do better. Come on, Alpha.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike.
You run. Mike, 50.
They're going to look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal added onto their lead, but that was a drive that was so long it should have been into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
You're looking there at a defensive back who's maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run with McCaffrey. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Here we go. Hurry. Ready, go.
Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 18-yard line.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Mike 54.
Here we go. Hey, watch Sam. Check Mike 54. Mike, go.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Gano's kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
Let's go, fellas.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check 3, check 3. Line out.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Here it comes, here it comes. Zebra.
Mike's 50.
Hey, foxtrot.
59. Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Cousins. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the gun, here's Cousins. And Diggs has it. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A good pickup there, 21 yards. On the carry, it's Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point good by Gostkowski. And the lead is now 17-3. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. At a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
54.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Good route here.
Following the interception, Cousins. And he will find his man on the outside. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
At the 37-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Yellow.
Throwing, Cousins. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. Eric Reed, the former LSU Tiger, making the play on the defensive side. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
Let's go, baby.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Check 31. Check. Hey, exit.
Mike's 5'9".
To throw, Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
First and 10 at the 42.
Cousins now 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10.
Two. Hey, wahoo.
Cousins. He'll dump this off to Cook. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket. Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing, but with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Bring it.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
First down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Mike's 54. All you get is a headache.
Leave it. Ring up 48. Hey, watch Sam. Hey, Echo. Mike 54.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up.
First down. Here's Cousins. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Kill. 36.
A toss to Cook. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, baby.
In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
2-yard loss brings up 3rd down and
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
Hey, Delta.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Slip. Charlie. Ready, go.
Back to throw. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completions.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And he will get the 1st down as he's up to the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
4 yards. And the Panther 1st down.
Set. Ready. 60 outlaw. Watch the run. Watch the run. Kill.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Antoine Woods coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9.
You can't stop me.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. He'll drop to throw. And that's complete to McCaffrey. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here we go. 70 ending. Your track. Buzz.
Hey, watch Sam. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. This will be fielded at the 17. A good return there, 17 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They start the drive with Cook. It's a good pickup on the ground of 7 yards, and time has run out on this 3rd quarter. Yeah, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another first and 10.
Okay, just like that. Just like that.
Kill. Bingo. Hey, turn it up. Turn it up. Hey,
a handoff as they run the counter play. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10.
Watch the curls. Hatch it. Check it out.
Hey, flipper.
On the ground, it's Cook. And an alley to run. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
That's it, baby.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Vikings on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now a run with Cook, and he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Third down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
Brings up second and 5 at the 30-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, Steamer. You don't want none. Hey.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The Vikings on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Check 4. He's coming.
Coming right, this is Cook on the toss play. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on third down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it, stuffed them for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
After the field goal, here's Tavecchio to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Get your swerve on. Right there. 54, right there.
2nd and 13.
I got him.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Mecole Hardman, the intended target. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think, okay, he's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's...
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Gostkowski with the extra point. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
It's just me and you. 31's the mic.
Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
31's the mic.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
31's the mic. Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. 31's the mic.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Now. Backfield, motion backfield.
He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. Mecole Hardman, the intended target. First down, here's the run with Cook. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now.
Switch.
They run it again with Cook. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.